Hello, Dr. Fleck. First, just want to say hi. Hope your summer is going very well. I'm actually still in Nicosia, Cyprus right now in my apartment, recording this first submission. But in regards to the discussion about the new market trending in India, so the first question asks what kind of system is India moving towards today economically? And the biggest area that they're moving towards is economic liberalization, which is because of their healthy growth rate since 1990 when they kind of started to undergo these economic changes. But it's the lessening of government regulations and restrictions to get a greater participation by private entities. So this is going to be very beneficial for them moving forward, and it's already been great. From 2006 from 1994, from 1994 to 2004, their economy grew at the rate of about 5 to 6% every single year, and in the past 5 or 6 years, it's been growing at the rate of 7 to 8%. So it's been growing a lot. They're currently sixth largest in GDP today, which is great. And the biggest factors that have led to this are the in 1991, they opened a lot of options for people to enter different businesses in different markets, like the electricity generation market, oil industry, steel making, air transport, and telecommunications, all open to the public in 1991, and that's been very beneficial to their overall economy. They also have some rules and regulations that still make it difficult, though. Like I said, they're still growing, but one of the main rules that I noticed that was a little interesting to me was that it's very difficult to fire anyone in a company that consists of more than 100 employees, which is an interesting concept to me, but that makes it very hard for entrepreneurs to grow their company to anything larger than 100 employees because of the potential of not being able to fire someone who's doing something wrong or hasn't been performing to the standards of the company. So they still have a long way to go, but economic liberalization is the path they're taking, and so far it's been very beneficial. The next question that I'm supposed to answer here is, how would privatization, deregulation, and the removal of barriers to foreign direct investment affect business in India? Most of what I know about deregulation comes from the history of it in the U.S. economy, starting with Ronald Reagan in the 80s and continuing up until today. So many products from China that are very inexpensive would definitely enter the market in India, like we've seen in the United States as well. Most products in the U.S. are manufactured in China because it's very cheap there. They can also outsource labor to places like China or Indonesia or other smaller nations like that for cheaper labor in factories and things like that, like the U.S. has capitalized on. You kind of ignore some ethical issues potentially when you do that because of the lower cost of labor and things like this, but that is one potential outcome from removing these barriers. I think overall it would benefit the businesses themselves, which could benefit the economy, but I think it would hurt workers and customers because of potential increases in price, and it would hurt the workers that are in India if they were to outsource labor because they would lose their jobs, and the labor would be sent to somewhere that's cheaper, like I mentioned. So the last question here, the third question, it's given what is occurring in the economy in India. Is it wise for outside nations to invest into this market, basically? And again, looking at it from the perspective of the United States, I think it would not be beneficial to send labor to India once they come up with these new laws. Again, kind of ignoring ethical issues, but sending labor to the places that they've been continuing to send labor to is the most beneficial directly to the corporations themselves. Now, it's not necessarily beneficial to our domestic economy, but it is beneficial to these large corporations. But I think that sending product, especially from the U.S. to India, could be a very beneficial economic trend for both places. India has the second largest population in the world at 1.324 billion people, just behind China, and the United States is third. So we obviously have a large role in the large amount of products in China, and the U.S. obviously. So a large amount of products entered into India would be very great for the U.S. economy, and it would help the Indian economy as well, as they'd have more products, more things for consumers to purchase. But overall, obviously the Indian economy from 1947 to 1990 had its fair share of issues, and it still does. They're still working to figure out different boundaries and regulations that would be beneficial to the people and to the overall economy. But I think that they're definitely trending upwards and in a great position moving forward with their economic liberalization and other removal of barriers to trade. So thank you for your time and for listening here. This has been my first submission, and I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope you have a great rest of your summer. Thank you.